Welcome to a new market update, and yesterday we've done a request on Twitter on 5 coins to chart, and in this update today we're going to cover 5 coins that we're charting here, and I'm sharing my view on them and where I'm going to look at for potential take profit points or entry points. Debatable for the coins that we're going to discuss. But before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe to our newsletter, as we have been posting 2 versions already, completely free. Next week it won't be free, but we're sharing our insights there. Also, I'm sharing my trading portfolio inside the platform, which you can find beneath in the description. Finally, check out my Twitter and Instagram. Going to be an epic December with lots of cool stuff, so definitely follow me there too. The ultimate question today is going to be regarding whether you should buy Elrond, Sand or Mana after those epic runs. Lots of hype around those projects, lots of runs about those projects too, through which you can get a questionable approach whether you should be entering it right now. And if you are in those projects, I think the point has come to actually take profits, especially when it comes to Mana and Sand. Those have been running heavily, and then you have to take profits before a heavy correction starts to take place, because at this point the downwards momentum might be heavier than the upwards momentum, because people will actually take profits, and the amount of people that are looking to enter the coin are going to decrease the higher the more the coin starts to move. First one that we're going to discuss here is Elrond, which is having this massive run here, which is also very comparable to the price action that we have been seeing before. So in the previous cycle we've had this run towards the 1618 Fibonacci level, as you can see, and in this current cycle we can see that we've also reached the 1618 Fibonacci level, through which the assumption is quite clear that I'm not expecting this one to break the 1618. And if you watch my channel even for the past weeks or months, you know that I'm using the 1618 Fibonacci level quite often. When it comes to the Bitcoin pair, the actual entry point that I'm going to look at are 2 levels. So if you're in Elrond, I think you should be taking profits heavily. If you're seeking for any trade opportunity right now, I think the opportunities are quite gone, but the chart itself says that every level gets a beautiful retest taking place here before it starts to continue. So I'm looking at any of these 2 levels to take any entry from based on the daily time frame, and in this case we are going to focus on swing trading rather than day trading. So right now the run has taken place. I'm going to wait it out with Elrond against Bitcoin to see where we can actually take the entry from. Second, going towards the USDT pair, it accelerated even more than the 1618 Fibonacci level, as we got even close towards the 2618 Fibonacci level. I think I would be definitely out if I had a position already since 50 bucks, or like since 60 or 70 bucks. I would have been taking profits here and at the 1618 Fibonacci level, but congratulations if you were able to do so. Same conclusion when it comes to this one, looking at entries around the retest here, or when price action consolidates, so I can actually get some proper analysis going. With Sand and Mana, you should be aware of the fact that this update has been made yesterday, so the price action might be even higher or lower, but especially when it comes to Sand and Mana with those massive vertical moves, the only way this usually ends is by a heavy crash or a heavy correction taking place, especially when the chart is so vertical as it is right now with Sand. This is a very easy, and I would definitely assist and advise, do not enter Sand at this point, and do not enter Mana. Those coins are just have been running heavily, and are more likely to have a very harsh correction at some point. Even if Bitcoin corrects 3%, this one could be crashing even more. That is the usual assumption when something like this takes place, and the best opportunity is gone when it comes to those projects. So Sand, I'm not interested into trading this one at all. I'm going to look at anywhere in this region for any scalp opportunities. But I mean, what do you want more if you were in this one? It's taking profits time, right? You can use Fibonacci extension on the actual push, but it probably won't be even giving you the most data. We might accelerate towards $8.60, slightly higher here to reach that 2618 Fibonacci level, but I think it's over relatively soon and you should be taking profits. Mana, the exact same view. Heavy run here. When it comes to Fibonacci extension, we might be getting a slight higher run, but we're getting close towards the actual take profit here and close to the end of this run. I'm definitely not interested into Mana at this point unless we get a corrective move somewhere in this region. There you can look for scalp opportunities. Mana against Bitcoin, the exact same view. And the good part is the history can show what price action happens after such a big impulse move. Big impulse move, correction. Big impulse move, correction. Retests of levels. All impulse moves, all corrections. Another impulse move, correction. Another one, full correction. This one also coming down towards previous levels. And that is what I'm assuming to be taking place on Mana against Bitcoin too. Through which you can start looking for scalp trades here. But more likely we're going to get into this region here where you want to take some trades. And the same view was when it comes to sand. RUNE, still consolidating. We have been trying to make a breakout. We have been making a nice higher high here. As you can see, we are making higher lows. Currently we are into support and the support is actually a little lower here. This is the support level. We need to crack the resistance zone, but this scenario that I gave was one of the scenarios that I was looking at. If we would have flipped here, that would be an assumption for continuation. Otherwise we are looking at the green zone here. So despite the fact that coins like Mana and Sand have been doing great, projects like RUNE and the next one are not doing too much yet, and therefore are in an area where you want to actually start looking for those to take the entry from rather than those other coins. This is a region where I'd be looking at, and this is also a region where I'd be looking at further. RUNE against USDT, also just correcting like Bitcoin has been doing. Chart is rejecting from previous support to turning it resistance, so we might even be looking at the lower level here before we're going to start making the run back up. But definitely assuming that it's the opposite of Sand and Mana and maybe even EGLD, it is getting into a range where you should be looking at potential points of interest. Finally, Chainlink against Bitcoin, still trending south. We are looking at a potential trade here, which is this entire zone. I've marked it previously. I think we're going to see this scenario before we're going to run back up. So everywhere in this region, you want to start building a massive position into Link and also into DeFi, as alt season is around the corner. Just a little bit waiting for it, but then it's going to happen. Do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, check it beneath, and I'll see you again later today.